Linky, it is that Zamarron has a 3-inch advantage.
And that's about it, because everything else is pretty even, Phil. And tonight I'm going to suggest that people keep a hold of the first round, because we know that Jolene Blackshear comes out and she jumps on her opponents quickly.
Well, the fighters are in the ring. Let's go now to our ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our first of 3 IFBA World Championship bouts. All of our title bouts have been sanctioned by the Mississippi State Athletic Commission, Billy Lyons, Commissioner, Sal Toronto, Chief Deputy Commissioner, and the International Female Boxers Association, and supervising at ringside, the IFBA Commissioner, the First Lady of Boxing, Miss Jackie Callan. And here we go, flyweights, 10 rounds for the vacant IFBA Flyweight Championship. Judges for this title bout from Biloxi, Mississippi, C.D. Jenkins, Fred Steinwinder III. From Ocean Springs, Mississippi, Keith Hughes. Our referee in charge from Folsom, Louisiana, Paul Sita. In the blue corner, wearing blue and pink trunks, her record as a professional, 3 wins, 1 draw, 2 of her wins by knockout, at 108 pounds, from Rohnert Park, California, fighting out of the Sonoma County Martial Arts Center, the Jewel, Jolene Blackshear. And in the red corner, wearing black and silver trunks, her professional record is 8 wins, 4 losses, 3 of her wins by knockout, at 110 pounds, from Austin, Texas, fighting out of Lord's Boxing Gym in Austin, sparring partner of Jesus Chavez, ranked number 3 in the world, Anissa the Assassin Zamarron.
All right, ladies, y'all will give me instructions this afternoon. Questions? We have a good, clean boxing match. Pay attention to my commands. Protect yourself at all times.
Paul Sita is the referee giving instructions to Anissa Zamarron and Jolene Blackshear. Zamarron with 12 professional fights. Blackshear with only 4. And Zamarron owning about a 3-inch reach advantage. Boy, she comes right out and delivers an overhand left over the outstretched right arm of Blackshear.
And both these fighters, I'm under the impression that Anissa Zamarron heard that Blackshear comes out and tries to explode. And in fact, she ran across the ring, Phil, to meet Blackshear right at the center and said, okay, let's go ahead and tangle. Right hand, left hook there by Zamarron. Nice weaving there by Jolene Blackshear, getting under the right hand of Zamarron. Zamarron wearing the black top and the black bottoms.
Blackshear right hand doesn't land. Well, both these fighters, Linky, fighting like this is a 3-round exhibition. This is scheduled for 10.
Yes, it is, and you can see right away that both fighters are fine technicians. You see Anissa Zamarron really slipping punches, carrying her hands high, and countering well even. Jolene there sneaking a nice right hand over the top as Anissa Zamarron try to pull out. Nice little left hand to the body by Anissa Zamarron. Working both the body and the head.
Blackshear in the blue with pink piping. Chopping overhand right, delivers a short left hand to the face of Zamarron.
That's a little uppercut there by Jolene Blackshear. She's thrown it 3 times now.
Blackshear all over her.
They just came out there and said, forget all the formalities, let's get busy. As you see there, Zamarron coming back to her corner, feeling fairly confident, but I'm sure in the other corner there's the exact same amount of confidence with Jolene Blackshear.
Now both of these fighters after the vacant Flyweight World Championship. Zamarron out of Austin, Texas. Jolene Blackshear from Rohnert Park, California, north of San Francisco.
And Jolene graduated, Phil, from college with honors and getting her bachelor's degree in biology. You know, you see some of the backgrounds of these female fighters, and you find, Phil, that they truly aspire in a lot of areas. I mean, here they are as professional fighters fighting for the world title, and as you begin to look at their history, you see the fact that they've gone on to get degrees and they're moving down the road in other careers also.
Well, she also excelled at the college level in both softball and track. We're talking, of course, about Jolene Blackshear, but that's not uncommon when you see women boxing at this level. Most were great high school or college athletes. Blackshear, short chopping right hand. Zamarron follows with a good combination.
And Zamarron starting to find a home for that left hook, Phil, because she has landed 4 in the short time of this second round. Right hand there by Zamarron. Both fighters stepping back, popping the jab, and that's the punch you really want to try to get the distance to set up. There's that right hand now by Zamarron, right over the top.
These are flyweights. They are after the World Flyweight Championship. Jolene Blackshear and Anissa Zamarron. Zamarron, good right, chopping left hand.
Good right hand by Jolene Blackshear, and I'm sure she's surprised that Zamarron didn't go down with that right hand. Blackshear now decided to go down, search to the body, trying to slow down Anissa Zamarron.
Zamarron now with blood trickling from her nostrils. Right hand by Zamarron.
And both these fighters still want that vacant flyweight title. There's no question. They've come out with fire, and they're not wasting no time. Right hand by Jolene Blackman as Zamarron comes right back, and both fighters just teeing off on each other.
Toe to toe. We're only in the second round.
And so far, like in the first round, Zamarron comes out the first part of the round, starts taking control, and then at the end, you see Jolene Blackshear start to dictate the pace of the fight.
Final seconds of this second round. And wow, what action we have seen through 2.
And listen to the crowd, Phil. They're up on their feet, they're applauding. And I'll tell you, for these patrons that are here that have not seen female boxing, I guarantee you, Phil, that they are in utter shock to see these women fighters come in here and perform the way they have the first 2 rounds.
Now the pace of this fight has been lightning quick.
Beat her in the body.
You know, they say that in the flyweight division, Phil, and in the lighter weights, you know, this is the kind of action you get. But I'll tell you, for any weight division, there's no question that these 2 flyweights here have come out and really have set a pace. And what's going to be interesting to see is if they can hold this pace throughout the entire 10 rounds. And there you see Herb Cody, Jolene Blackman's trainer and manager, giving her instruction, very calm corner, speaking very precisely to her, asking her to do some things.
Blackshear and Zamarron meet in the center of the ring, and they're going to pick right up where they left off in round 2. Blackshear sweeping left hand, follows it with the right. Zamarron says you got to have more than that.
Zamarron coming back with a right left of her own in that exchange. You tell me this isn't going to be a fight of conditioning, Phil.
Oh my. Zamarron doing a great job at doubling up with that left hand.
See Jolene, she'll throw the right hand over the top and come back with the right uppercut also. Jolene Blackshear trying to get a little distance with that jab before she came wading in.
Blood again begins to drip from the nose of Zamarron. Blackshear delivers a right hand and then takes a chopping right hand from Anissa Zamarron.
Whoa, what a tremendous left hook there by Jolene Blackshear, Phil. But Anissa Zamarron, there's no question that both these fighters got chins on them.
Now, if you're into defensive fighting, you've come to the wrong place. This has been all offense.
For the first 3 rounds, no question that this is going to be a tough one to call for the judges, Phil. We've seen Blackshear finish strong at the end of the round. You see Zamarron come out strong in the beginning. Now you see Zamarron landing a nice stiff jab off the nose of Blackshear.
Big right hand by Blackshear as the bell sounds here in round 3.
And the fans are loving it, Phil. The fans are loving it, but what isn't there to love? These fighters have both come out, they put their hearts on the table.
Let's listen to the corners. And now to the corner of Zamarron.
Okay? I want to see that jab working a little more. When she steps back, you come in right with the jab. Okay.
Zamarron's corner asking her to start popping that jab. And, you know, that's great instructions because, you know, you see Blackshear really doubling up on that right hand and leading with the right hand sometimes, Phil. And so you see Richard Lord saying to Anissa Zamarron, start popping that left jab. And that's the punch that really needs to be added to the arsenal.
And Zamarron gets busy here at the opening of round 4. Big left hand by Zamarron again.
And both fighters just going toe-to-toe, Phil. One gets their turn, then the other says, okay, my turn. Been like this since the beginning of the first round. Nice right uppercut by Zamarron.
Now, I'll tell you, if you're looking for separation in a fight, there is none here. Both fighters just weighed in, and they're all over each other.
They almost look identical in style, Phil.
Absolutely.
You see Zamarron, though, with the ability to slip a little more. She weaves under and then counter. But other than that, their styles really mirror each other.
Can't tell whether Zamarron is now bleeding from the mouth or if it's just all beginning to pour from the nose. Zamarron in the all black. Now both fighters, you get the feeling, Blinky, trying to get a second wind here in this course.
Exactly what I was going to say. Both fighters look at a step back, look at each other to get a little wind. And there you see Zamarron again coming with a nice left hook to the chin of Jolene Blackshear. Nice right hand over the top by Zamarron.
Now the chant here is Anissa. She's from Austin, Texas. Final 10 seconds of this 4th round. And what a fight it's been.
No question, Phil. This is going to be a fight of condition. Which fighter has the most gas in the tank? Because the way it stands now, both fighters have hit each other with their best stuff, and nothing's happened. Now, this round, I've seen Jolene beginning to go to the body a little more. We've seen Zamarron really go to the body throughout the fight, and that might be the telltale sign there also. We see her bleeding from her right nostril. They've been trying to stop the bleeding in the corner. They haven't been successful as of yet. And, you know, blood always looks good, Phil.
Zamarron on the right. That is Blackshear on the left. And boy, through 4 rounds, Blinky, how do you have it scored unofficially?
I'll tell you, Phil, for me, at this point, it's a toss-up. We see both fighters exchanging their jabs right now. Both fighters willing to stand toe-to-toe. I think it's going to be the fighter that starts to fight a little smarter now, Phil. It really starts to develop that jab right there that Anissa Zamarron came out throwing. And you see Blackshear also letting her jab go a little more.
Zamarron appears to have a little more on her jab than Blackshear does. Good strong right hand by Blackshear.
Zamarron coming back with the left hook. And Blackshear there going to the body with a good left hand. And that's what she's going to have to do more of if she wants to slow down
You see Jolene Blackshear out of the ring, Blinky, as we did yesterday. She looks to be an honor student in biology. Has her hair in a little blonde flip, very quiet, almost totally unexpressive in her facial characteristics. Looked like she ought to be lugging 3 or 4 books under her arm. Boy, when she gets in the ring, there's a whole different personality.
No question, she looks like laptop material, Phil, out of the ring. But when she gets in here, she gets to work. Both fighters trying to land that jab now, trying to get some distance to set something up. Once they get inside, both fighters have done well with their right hands and their left hooks, Phil. But it's that punch right there that I think can really begin to set and dictate the tempo of the fight, is that jab. Because off that, you can do a lot. You can defensively keep your opponent off you and score points. Good left hook again by Zamarron. She throws it on the counter also, Phil. She's pulling back out, so let that hook go. So not only when she's inside offensively, but defensively, she uses it as a weapon to keep Blackshear off her.
Blackshear with good short chopping punches. They don't appear at home as if they're causing much damage, but oh, are they ever. We are halfway through this world flyweight title bout. And Blinky, if you're in Blackshear's corner, what are you telling her? She's eating a lot of right hands.
You're telling Jolene to keep her hands up. And when you pull out, don't drop your hands, because that's where we see Zamarron, where she's been able to land that jab. And when she's coming in, she's got to get under that left hook of Zamarron. Zamarron has been able to really land that left hook at will. There you see Blackshear leading with that right hand. Zamarron comes back with a jab. Blackshear counters with the right hand.
Let's listen in the corner of Jolene Blackshear. That's Herb Cody in her corner, and it's amazing to see Herb Cody so far from Roanoke Park, California.
Well, really, especially for the fact that he cannot tolerate flying.
No, he hates
it. But he flew out here because this fight was that important for him to be here, to be with Jolene Blackshear.
Well, if he flew through anything like you and I flew through to get here from California, he's not going to be on an airplane the rest of his life.
I hear you there, Phil. Stormy weather, to say the least. He's that jab once again. And you notice that now Zamarron is starting to back Blackshear up, Phil, and starting to push her back more.
This is round 6.
Zamarron really needs to carry that left hand a little higher, because we've seen Jolene Blackshear land with the lead right hand, and you're not supposed to be able to land that punch, Phil. But she's landed on several occasions tonight. There's that jab. She's got to just keep that jab to be more consistent with it.
Blinky, both of these fighters content to just stand in front of the other, which leads me to believe that each one believes they can knock the other out.
No question, both of them are going for the KO. They've been going for the KO since the first round.
Yes, they have.
But they both have durability, and they've proven that already, because they've taken the best that they have to offer. And that's when this fight really has to become a fight of more of a technician, Phil, popping the jab and going to that body to try to slow your opponent down. Good right hand by Jolene.
Final 10 seconds of this 6th round.
And it's been a pattern. We see Jolene coming on at the end of all the rounds and trying to impress the judges.
Now, what a crowd here, a sellout crowd here at the Lady Luck Hotel and Casino. We are on the banks of the Mississippi River, just about 2 hours due east of Little Rock, about an hour south of Memphis, Tennessee.
And the fans are loving it tonight, Phil.
Are they ever. Now, everybody here had to drive from either Memphis or Little Rock to get here, and they are into women's boxing, and for good reason. Are they seeing a show between Blackshear and Zamarron?
Nice right uppercut left hand by Blackshear, bouncing off the head of Zamarron. Again, Blackshear coming in with a jab, right hand, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Zamarron's going to really have to keep her left hand high because Blackshear has really been able to exploit her right hand right off the head, just like right there again of Zamarron.
We're set now for round 7.
I'm glad I'm not judging this one, Phil.
This is a tough one.
Nice double jab, right uppercut by Blackshear. That's what she needs to do more of.
Now, both these fighters started this fight as if it was a 3-round fight. I think both of them, perhaps Blinky, lost track of the fact that this is going to be a 10-round ordeal.
Well, whether they lost track or not, Phil, they have not stopped throwing punches.
Nope.
They've stepped back for just an occasion, and they started trying to develop the jab, but they're still right at it.
Very surprised that Zamarron's corner has not been able to get that blood stopped. I don't think her corner has an in-swell tool, Blinky. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it come out, Phil, but a lot of times use adrenaline chloride to stop that bleeding. I don't know if, in fact, in this particular state that they allow you to use adrenaline chloride.
Blackshear and Zamarron here in round 7.
And Blackshear really bringing it to Zamarron this round, Phil, right from the very beginning with another right hand there. And if any round that has been defined, I think at this point, Blackshear, this particular round, has come out and really dominated it more. There's that counter hook that she pulls back out. Talking about Zamarron, she's landed that throughout the night.
Final 10 seconds of this 7th round.
Nice flurry of punches by both fighters. Zamarron going to the body with both her right and left hand right at the end of that round.
Well, tonight's action is available via the World Wide Web with live updates by logging on to the IFBA online at www.ifba.com. Fight-by-fight updates and pictures of the highlights of all of tonight's fight. Again, it's www.ifba.com. Live updates by simply logging on and being a part of all of tonight's fight action.
I'm sure right here Herb Cody is really urging Jolene Blackshear to pick up the pace if she can. He wants her to start taking control. We're getting into the latter rounds, Phil. There's 3 rounds to go in this championship bout, and I can't help but believe that it's these 3 rounds that are going to decide who our champion tonight is going to be.
Amazing to me that Anissa Zamarron is so intent, Blinky, on fighting inside. She owns a 3-inch reach advantage. I'm surprised that she's not stepping back and firing that left hand.
Well, you know, she's come out at the beginning of every round and tried to establish the jab, but Jolene Blackshear has continued to just wade in and put the pressure on. There's that jab.
Blackshear all over her here in the early moments of round 8. Good left hand by Zamarron.
And it's almost like what they're saying, Phil, okay, I got my turn, and then the other says, okay, now it's my turn, because they've gone back and forth throughout the entire fight. Nice jab right across that hook by Zamarron. Right uppercut left hook by Zamarron. And that did move Jolene back a little bit, although Jolene came right back and started letting some punches go of her own.
We're at the Lady Luck Casino Hotel in Lula, Mississippi, where this capacity crowd is enjoying quite a World Flyweight Championship bout between Anissa Zamarron in the black on your left and Jolene Blackshear of Rohnert Park, California, in the heart of wine country. Now, neither fighter throwing quite as crisp of punches, Blinky, as we saw in the first 5 rounds, and it's understandable. The pace has been unbelievable.
No question about that, Phil. Nice right hand by Jolene again. And, you know, Jolene can punch. I'll tell you, Phil, Zamarron can endure. There's no question. She's got the ability to take a shot. Hey, there's Bridget Baby Doll Riley with her trainer, Lily Rodriguez. She's excited. You can tell tonight she's come out to see all the other bouts, and she's really proud of female boxing. I'll tell you, she's always cheering for the other girls and has made a lot of camaraderie with some of the fighters from the other weight divisions.
Blackshear and Zamarron.
Right. See both fighters there. You know, there's not been an unwillingness, Phil, in this fight for both fighters to engage and meet right in the center of the ring. And that is why you've heard me say it once. Now you hear me say it again, Phil. I'm glad I'm not judging this fight.
Anissa Zamarron began bleeding from the nose in the 2nd round. And she takes a big left hand from Blackshear to open round 9. You get the feeling that both Herb Cody and Blackshear's corner and Zamarron's corner have told each of their fighters, you're behind on points, you need to get going.
No question, Phil. I felt that the 8th, 9th, and 10th was the rounds that one of these fighters had to establish domination. Jolene came out. She kind of pressed the last round. And here you see Zamarron coming out this round. She's trying to press it. Both fighters meeting in the middle again, Phil. This has been one whale of a fight. Good right hand. Jolene really being able to make a home for that right hand now, because she landed 3 consecutive right hands off the head of Zamarron.
Jolene sticking the jab out, backing Zamarron up against the ropes, and now she allows her to come on.
I'll tell you, Brian Allen, the matchmaker, Phil, he put a doozy together matching these 2 fighters.
Now let's go to Pedro Fernandez, his ringside in the corner of Zamarron. Pedro?
We're in the Zamarron corner with Richard Lord. And Richard, why can't you stop the blood flow? Well, she just has a bad nosebleed. She's always had a nosebleed. A lot of times we tell her, hey, we're going to spar today, her nose starts bleeding. But it doesn't affect her adversely. She doesn't have no problem, obviously. She looks a little tired now? Not as tired as this girl. Good luck, Richard. Back to Phil Stone.
Thank you very much, Pedro. An interesting observation. She bleeds just coming into the gym.
If any of the 2 is looking tired, Phil, I would have to say that Anissa Zamarron is beginning to look a little more worse for wear this round.
The end of round 9. And whoa, what a fight we have seen thus far. Now, Blakey Rodriguez, you have witnessed the fight, Anissa Zamarron and Jolene Blackshear. If you're in Blackshear's corner right now, what are your final instructions these final couple of minutes?
My final 2 minutes, I'm saying, Jolene, you got 2 minutes left. Empty everything you got in the tank. I don't want you leaving this ring with 1 ounce of gas left. Just go out there and let it all fly.
Let's hear it for both these young ladies. Anissa Zamarron, Jolene Blackshear.
A tremendous fight. This capacity crowd has been loving it. Now let's go into Pedro Fernandez. Pedro?
We're in the Blackshear corner. They feel that she's ahead on the scorecards, but they definitely want to score a knockout. They feel she's ahead on the cards, but they want a knockout. They think a knockout's needed to win that World Flyweight title tonight.
And you know, Pedro, I'm not so certain they're not right.
Well, I'll tell you, if she was going to knock out Zamarron, I'm sure it would have been early, because I think that Jolene has hit Zamarron with everything she's got. Zamarron just has a tremendous chin on her, and she's delivered shots of her own. I see Jolene from the 8th round starting to dictate the fight a little, but by my opinion, my unofficial scorecard, I see this one up in the air still. Great right hand there by Zamarron. I'd like to see Jolene Blackshear just develop that jab a little more, Phil. Right there, you've seen her powering with it, then she let the right hand go. That's where she's really going to find better range to get more leverage on that right hand.
Overhand right by Blackshear.
Nice right-left by Jolene Blackshear.
You talked earlier, Blinky, about really this being a fight of conditioning, and I think here in the last 3 rounds it has been Jolene Blackshear who has had a little more gas.
If she's backing Zamarron back now, she's dictating the fight. There's another right hand by Jolene Blackshear. They're powering with the right, with the jab. That's when she needs to let the right hand go, because she'll be able to zero in with more leverage. So you see Zamarron coming back now, knowing she needs to finish strong, Phil. Neither one of these fighters have anything to be embarrassed of, Phil. They've come out, they've demonstrated a willingness and an ability, and they're going after that flyweight championship.
Blackshear, with every ounce of energy she has left, continues to press the action here in the final seconds of round 10.
And this is what it's about, Phil. Empty the tank, go for it.
They're on their feet here at the Lady Lock, and for good reason.
What a fight, what a fight. I don't care what the gender is, Phil, male or female, this was one great fight.
Anissa Zamarron, the pride and joy of Longhorn country out of Austin, Texas, up against Jolene Blackshear.
And I'm sure that Jolene Blackshear and all of her people out in Sonoma Valley, they love her. They're back there watching, and I'm sure they're all out there yelling and screaming for her.
Well, in the final seconds of this fight, it was all Jolene Blackshear. She took a big left hand early in the 10th round, but it really had no effect. She virtually walked through everything Anissa Zamarron had. And what a fight it was. Zamarron and Blackshear will not soon forget this meeting here in Lula, Mississippi.
No question about it. They really got a chance to know each other. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't doubt if there was a rematch here.
Al, I believe we are close to having a decision. And they're still totaling the scorecards, and you can understand how a fight of this magnitude can take a couple of extra seconds to total the scores.
You see Mal Sasahara standing behind Jolene Blackshear. He also co-runs the gyms with Herb Cody up in Northern California. They've invested a lot of time into this young lady right here, Phil.
Jolene Blackshear looks far different than she did about an hour ago when she walked into this showroom. You look at Anissa Zamarron, she looks like she's been out for a kind of a walk in the park. Really doesn't look any the worse for her once they get the blood flow stopped from her nose. She's smiling ear to ear. But I'll tell you what an entertaining fight they put on for this crowd here. And for those of you at home along our pay-per-view network.
For a second there, I've seen referee Paul Cedar kind of shaking his head. You're almost thinking, man, check these ladies out.
Now, you said it best a moment ago. It doesn't make any difference whether it's a male fighter or a female fighter. That was just one professional, tremendous, tremendous flyweight fight. Now, don't go away. We've got a lot more coming your way here from the Lady Luck Hotel and Casino here in Lula, Mississippi. 2 more world title fights. And again, this is Blackshear and Zamarron.
There you've seen Blackshear throw a right hand and lean right over and rip a shot to the body. And those are the ones in the late rounds that really hurt, Phil.
And if you just joined us, what you're looking at right now, highlights of the 10th and final round, a microcosm of what we here at ringside watched for 10 consecutive rounds. I don't think either one of these girls took a step backwards the whole fight.
That was a war. And that was a good war. A lot of
and
fire.
There's the way it ended with
That's where it's at.
the handlers of both Jolene and Anissa lifting their fighter high in the air, trying to lobby for a victory. You have to believe this is going to be a very, very close total. Well, Danny Valdivia has the results. Let's go to the center of the ring and find out who won this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will read the decision. Judge C.D. Jenkins scores about 99-93. Judge Keith Hughes scores about 97-93. Judge Fred Steinwinder III scores it 96-94. All in favor of the winner by unanimous decision and new IFBA Flyweight Champion of the World, Jolene Blackshear.
There it is, Phil. That's your new champion in the flyweight division, and she earned it tonight because she was in a tough fight. No question about it.
Anissa Zamarron.
And there goes the belt around her waist, wrapped around it by IFBA Commissioner Jackie Callan. What a fight.
That is one tough, educated fighter, Phil. No question about it. She took command from the 8th round on. She began to really mix the punches up, and that proved to be the telling sign, because up through there, Phil, we've seen it kind of tight.
Yeah, let's go to the center of the ring now, and Pedro Fernandez, he's got our flyweight world champ. Pedro?
We're with the new world flyweight champion, Jolene Blackshear from my neck of the woods, Northern California. Congratulations, Jolene. A hell of a fight.
Thank you. Boy, it sure was a great war.
Well, you know, she started out early. It turned out to be a war of attrition because she started out early. She had a good opening few rounds, and you came back, and down the stretch, you were clearly the fresher fighter.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a hard fight. I knew she's going to be a tough opponent, and I was not surprised at all. She hit really hard. God, she's got a lot of pride. Wonderful fight. Best fight I've ever been in.
What's tougher, a 4.0 grade average or fighting here in the ring?
I don't know. They're both a pretty hard fight, but I love them both, actually, so.
You'll be defending on our next card?
Sure, absolutely.
All the best. Congratulations. Fine outing tonight. A compliment not only to women's boxing, but to athletes worldwide. It's a tremendous effort tonight.
Thank you. And I'd like to thank my coaches, Herb Cody and Melsa Sahara, Sonoma County Martial Arts Center. They made me what I am. Thanks.
Phil, they made her what she is. Let's go back to ringside and Phil Stone.
And what she is, Pedro, is the new world flyweight champion. And you know, Blinky, when boxers are coming through the ranks, they must have a feeling of what it would be like to fight for a world title. And I would think at this level, you even get to the point where you sort of visualize what the rounds would be like. I don't think Jolene Blackshear ever imagined a fight this tough. And she even talked about that a moment ago.
Well, she said